Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Karen here once again, and today we're going to be dropping another arena video, how to get more points and reach Contender League quickly. The first video I did got over 600 views in about a week, so if we can do the same on this video, I would really appreciate that. There's just an excess, explosive amount of content on how to get Champions League, but nobody really is addressing the first step this season, and that's how to get Contender League nice and quick. If you guys don't mind taking a quick second to like the video, it really does tremendously help me out. As per usual, I went ahead and time-stamped everything because I love you guys and I want to make it easier for you to find each tip that I'm going to outline. You can find all those timestamps down in the description with the correct time to each tip. There's 10 tips in this video today. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Alright guys, so starting off the list at tip number 1 is going to be lining up your shots. Now the reason I chose this as a tip, and a lot of these are going to seem like they're really rudimentary, like really simple, that you should already know to line up your shots, but when you start thinking about these tips, you'll actually start playing better. For instance, I was the type to just kind of shoot and kind of hope I hit a flick shot, but if I took an extra half a second, especially with my shotgun shots, to line them up better to make sure they're gonna hit, it's well worth it, and you'll find yourself actually playing a lot better and missing far less. That does mean there's a chance you might miss them by waiting a little bit longer, but this also is well worth it because you're going to notice you're actually hitting people and doing a lot more damage. If you already hit all your shots, then take time to line up your headshots, because if you can consecutively hit headshots, you're going to win an incredible amount more battles and fights. So just kind of think about that a little bit more. Don't try to hit just random flick shots. Try to actually line up the shot. Tip number 2, know when to push. And the reason I chose this tip is because a lot of people like to just W key people with full health and full shield, thinking they're going to pick up an easy kill. This is also not really an effective way in arena to get points very quickly, because you're going to find yourself either getting third partied, you're going to get in a tight situation where they have the edit bind on you and they can actually like 200 pump you or some crap. So just know when to push. If you do damage a guy, of course try to follow it up, try to push into their build, try to get that, you know, remaining whatever 50 health, but don't go tremendously aggro and try to W key into people's builds. 3 is assess each situation. Reason I chose this as a tip is because a lot of people think that they're not going to be third partied, but know and understand where hot drops are, where there's likely to be more players. Understand if your player that you're about to fight is good or bad. Are they cranking 90s? Are they, you know, kind of a newer player just sitting underneath a stair or something? And then depending on what you think that level of player is, just push them accordingly. If they're really bad, you know, obviously just try to aggro W key them. If they're not that good, then you should probably want to play a little bit more passive. Make sure you do piece control. Make sure you're boxed up when you don't know where they are. You know, different things like that. So assess each situation and think critically on what your opponent is doing. Number 4 is have a positive mindset. You're going to want to believe in yourself, and especially in arena, a little bit more. Reason being is that there's a lot of people that are just like you, maybe in your same skill class, but if you don't believe in yourself, then you're going to get finished every time. You're going to think, oh man, this guy's just going to pop into my build, take my wall, and kill me. And if you believe in yourself and start having a positive mindset that you can win every single gunfight that you get into, whether it's true or not, you're gonna play better because you're gonna have that extra amount of confidence to allow you to just be at the top of your game. And tip number 5 is pre-aiming. And this is a really good tip, guys, because a lot of people don't think about this, but you're gonna want to be aiming already at a target depending on your sound, on where you hear somebody. There's a different sound if somebody's on the floor as opposed to walking on the same level as you, and as opposed to walking above you. So if you're pre-aiming to where those players are gonna be instead of waiting till you actually see them on your screen, you're gonna be hitting shots way quicker. You're gonna already, you know, be lined up for a perfect shot. There's a little work to do, whether you're on a mouse or using a thumbstick, if you're already aiming in the direction you're intending the target to be. So anticipating where your target's going to be and pre-aiming is a really good tip, guys. Number 6 is smoothen your gameplay. And when I say smoothen it, I'm referring to not being as jerky, you know, like not trying to hit flick shots, but just being very smooth. Especially when you're harvesting mats and stuff, try to do that as smooth as possible, because that is like half of your gameplay is just matting up and stuff. So try to see how smooth you can hit all your little targets to double damage, you know, whatever structures you're matting up on. And then also do this when you're, you know, picking up chests, and then ultimately try to smoothen your gameplay when you're in fights. Try to do as little work as possible with your camera angle when you're fighting an opponent, whether that's building up to them, even cranking 90s or whatever you need to do to try to kill your opponent. Just try to make that as smooth as possible. Number 7, only turtle to heal. And I say this as a tip. When you're in a fight, the last thing you want to go ahead and do is let an opponent have the upper hand by either breaking into your wall and trying to take your wall, or any sort of play. You know, they could shoot an RPG at the top of your cone and try to get into your box that way. So being the aggressor is much better than being the aggressee always. So if you can, try to be aggressive and try to attack people first, catch them off guard. You're going to be getting a lot more kills. This kind of also ties into just having that positive mindset that you are the alpha male in the game, and you're going to be wrecking people, not the other way around. Number 8 is height is key. This is one that's pretty obvious, but you know, you're going to want to try to keep height as much as possible in this game mode, because you're already going to be getting that extra damage boost aiming at their head. So make sure you're always getting height when you can. Number 9 is store shield and health. This one also is kind of obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people I see rocking freaking 5 weapons when they need to have a heal and a shield. So remember to always carry shields and health whenever you can. And number 10, and most importantly in my eyes, is always have fun. You know, this is, yes, it is competitive, but if you stop having fun, you're gonna stop believing in yourself. Remember, guys, it's just a game, and you know, as cliche as that is, try to make the most of it. Try to play with friends, and you know, just try to be creative out there. But I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. If you guys want to see more tips like these, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button. I love you all, and I want to thank you guys so much for being a wonderful part of the channel. Bye-bye for now.